What's up, fight fans? Are you ready? You ready for a supercharged ride through the Wrestleverse? Then buckle in, because it's time for the rundown. All right, guys. So, on this rundown, we're going to be reviewing AEW Dynamite. So, Darby, maybe the next Jeff Hardy, get to find out in this episode. Is MJF the best heel of all time? And a little bit of Sammy and Ty Conti lives in Lambert's mouth forever. But we're going to get into all of that cool stuff. It was a great episode. So, first match of the night, we have CM Punk versus Dax Hardwood. So, this is a very fast paced match. Dax is going hard, but it's really not enough to keep Punk down. And then, of course, you see the Ass Boys. You know, they're out in the crowd. This is the Gun Club, Billy Gunn's kids. This is the second time that they've been showing up in the crowd. Not sure what's going on. So CM and Dax, they start trading blows going back and forth. Finally, CM kind of wins this takeover, gets a great cover, but a kick out, and he is just shocked after that. So this is like twice CM Punk tried to go to the top post, and both times Dax met him with mean chops until finally Dax sets in this big superplex on the top or off the top post and takes CM Punk down. After this, the two kind of spill out into outside of the ring. Oh, there's a frog splash right after that. Can't forget that. But this was just a 2 count. So this match spills outside of the ring. They're going hand in hand. Cash comes out. He gives them some support. They get back into the ring. Punk sets in that nice Anaconda Vice, but Dax is able to escape. Dak comes back with a great sling blade, and then a power bomb, but just a 2 count. Punk tries to get in the great little Anaconda lockup again to finish it up. And this is right after Dax got the sharpshooter. Punk locks it in, gets the win. This is done. You can see the Ass Boys in the background just completely astonished. So next match, we have an 8-man tag team. We have Sting, Darby Allin, Hardy Boys versus Butcher, Blade with the Private Party. This match starts off crazy. People are fighting everywhere. They're outside of the ring. Sting takes out Private Party. You got Sting and Matt taking on Private Party. You got Hardy and Blade in the crowd. They're fighting, taking people out left and right. This match is just crazy. They're fighting inside of the ring. They're fighting in the crowd. Out of nowhere, Andrade, he shows up, smacks Darby with the belt while he's choking out Butcher. Butcher throws him down the stairs. This match ends up in the merchandise area. They're fighting. You see Butcher and Blade on the table. Jeff Hardy climbs up to this. Look at this. This is absolutely insane. Climbs up onto the post and hits a big swanton bomb, taking him out and kind of himself too. We cut back inside of the ring. We see Sting and Matt Hardy. They set up this great tandem finisher. Hardy gets his twist of fate, and Sting gets the pardon me, the Scorpion Death Drop. Man, what a great match. And Darby through this whole thing is just showing shades of Jeff Hardy, man. He is going to be the new Jeff Hardy. Get ready, man. Some cool stuff. So after this match, we cut backstage. FTR, they're talking about the Ass Boys and being in the audience and how they're spoiled and riding their daddy's coattails. And they pretty much kind of challenge them to a match and say they really don't deserve all the respect they're getting. They're just a bunch of clowns. So right after this, we'll cut to the next match. We have Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison. So this is a good match. The Varsity Blondes are one of the better tag teams in AEW right now, but they still take a beat down, man. And the whole time you see Julia just off to the side, kind of crying, sitting on the stairs, not even caring that her boyfriend just took a pile driver, a paradigm shift, and then a German suplex from Danielson. Great stuff. So the Blondes, they both get stomped. I mean, they're getting double teamed. You see Moxley just stomping the crap out of Pillman. You see Moxley just raining hammer blows down on top of poor Griff. Moxley ends up locking in the rear naked chokehold, getting the win on a tap out. So right after this match, Moxley gets the mic and he thanks Sir William for everything he's done and just gives him a lot of credit, and says if not for Lord William Regal, I wouldn't be here. But he also gives himself some credit and the sacrifice that it takes, and gives a little bit of a kickback over to Bryan Danielson, calling him the perfect wrestler. And he says, if you want a badge of honor from the Blackpool Combat Club, then you better love pain. So this is the neat little club they got going. Some neat stuff. Right after this, we see MJF center ring with a bunch of bodyguards. I mean, at least 5 or 6. And you talk about being the best heel in the business. He starts off, oh, yeah, he talks about Wardlow. You guys love Wardlow? Crowd goes nuts. They start chanting Wardlow's name. He says, yeah, because you're all inbreds. And Wardlow, if you think you're getting out of this contract, don't forget you signed a deal with the devil, and he's going to hold him to it. Switches gears, starts talking trash about CM Punk, says, I don't know when it's going to happen, but we're going to fight again. And when I beat you, I'm going to piss on your grave. So he switches gears right back to Wardlow, tearing him up, saying he's not afraid of throwing his skanky mom out onto the streets. You signed a contract. You work for me, not for AEW. And Wardlow comes in, man, and he is furious. It takes 10 men to hold this beast back. And MJF could care less. He's inside of the ring, leaning over, still chewing this man out, telling him, you won't be here if not for me. 3 years ago, you signed this contract. Nobody would know who you were if not for me. And he kind of has a point. I have to agree with him on this. But, man, Wardlow is just an absolute beast. He finally calms down and ends up going backstage. And MJF has solidified himself as probably one of the meanest people in AEW, and I think all of wrestling. The guy is just the best bad guy out there, and just awesome. He said he was going to crucify Wardlow. Like, Jesus, guy's an animal. So backstage, we see Yuta. He's talking to the best friends. They're kind of pissed because he turned his back last week. And Yuta says, hey, look, you guys are my best friends. You are the best friends, but I want to be the best wrestler. So I think he's going to be joining the Blackpool Combat Club. We can only see. I like it. Next match, we have Adam Cole versus Jay Lethal. Now, Jay controls most of this match. And is that really surprising? I will say Jay does a great job making sure Cole doesn't look like a hobbit in this match. He really does make him look strong. Jay hits Cole outside of the ring, and then Red Dragon shows up. They got to put their nose in it. Cole can't fight clean. He always needs some backup. He gets his opening, gets control of Jay. They locks in the figure 4, but Cole gets to the ropes. He's not able to get through. Red Dragon in the ring now. Jay eats a big super kick, but then counters the boom, hits him right in the nuts, gets the win, and this is only because of a distraction. So after the match, Cole starts running his mouth saying how he's the best, but it's really only because he cheated, then calls out Paige. So, of course, Paige has to come down. He jumps in the ring. He kind of takes off his belt, whips him a little bit, but ends up getting his butt whooped. Cole takes the belt, marches up the ramp, and that's the only way he can get the belt. He has to steal it, right? So enjoy it while it lasts, you big cheater. Well, little cheater, I should say. Next, we see Sammy and Ty Conte. They're center ring. Sammy and Ty challenge anyone in American top team to a tag team match. So Lambert comes out. He starts talking some smack, says, nope, no way, and gives the belt a big kiss, right? So after he kisses his belt, this is him talking smack. He gives it a big smooch. And Sammy and Ty kind of like, I've been living in your head rent-free since you've been here. And if you knew what we did on that belt, then you know you have a little bit of us in your mouth now. And Dan Lambert's completely grossed out. He throws the belt on the ground. He's disgusted, realizes he has God knows what in his mouth from Sammy and Ty Conte. And whatever they did with that belt, throws it down and drags it away, holding it as little as he can. Just 2 fingers. Some pretty funny stuff. Next fight card of the night is a rematch. This is another redo. We see Red Velvet and Layla Hirsch. Hirsch, for the most part, is overpowering Red. She's much stronger, hits a couple good suplexes, gut wrench, couple good tie-ups, some strikes. Red nails this big power slam and then a corkscrew kick. This slows Hurst down. She rolls out and goes to her tried and true turnbuckle. Now, this time the ref sees it, stops her, but she had a second one tucked in her back trunks there. Ends up knocking Red out. She is done. She gets an easy 2 count. Afterwards, she locks in an armbar, just setting it in. And thank God Statlander showed up to save the day. Yay, Statlander! Good for you. I like it. Next, Thunder Rosa comes out. She's the new women's champion, but is interrupted by Vicky. Excuse me? God, Queen Karen. Then Nyla Rose shows up. She tackles her from behind, and Vicky says, we have a new challenger for the women's championship. It's going to be Nyla Rose. So we'll see. For the women's championship. All right, let's get into the main event. We have John Silver, Alex Reynolds versus Jericho and Daniel Garcia. Of course, Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Club, they talk for like 5 minutes before this match even starts. But Silver and Jericho, they face off first. And man, Silver hands him a butt whooping. I don't think Jericho was ready for it, man. Some good stuff. He gets out. Then the Dark Order, they kind of get double teamed. Jericho has this tricky little thing. He tricked Arbery into thinking that Dark Order threw him into the stairs. She believes them, and Dark Order gets thrown out. So after this, John Silver just goes nuts outside of the ring. Look at this. There's a trail of bodies behind them on the floor. He takes out the entire Jericho Appreciation Club and then hits Hager with a big Hurricane Rana. Now they go back inside. Reynolds is getting some momentum, but Jericho ends that with a baseball bat to the back of the head, making it very easy for Daniel Garcia to set in the Scorpion Deathlock for the win. So that's how it ended. Pretty quick match. Not my favorite, but it was still pretty entertaining. Jericho's, I don't think he was ready for John Silver. So here at Take It to the Ring, we like to give each fight card a fight card rating. We have 5 for Fight Forever, 4, this is awesome, 3, you still got it, 2 is what, and then 1, boring, don't even bother watching it. We're going to be way more entertaining. So if you like what you see here, definitely stay tuned. I'm going to give this a solid 3 for an episode, but that Hardy match was fantastic, guys. Check that one out. That was definitely a 4, if not a 5. Seeing Jeff Hardy pull stuff off like that is awesome. As a whole, I'm giving this episode a 3. You still got it, but definitely check out that Hardy match. Good stuff. Like I said, if you like what you see here, please take a moment to leave a comment, like, share, and of course, subscribe. And for a full-length podcast reviews of your favorite wrestling shows, just check out the All Real Crew podcast, Take It to the Ring, or join us for Kick Ass and Coffee in the morning for a review. And make sure you check out our sweet merchandise. Got some cool stuff down there. Till next time, it's Billy here. And don't stop believing.